Just kind of looking back at the last couple of games, what have you seen during those minutes with CJ and DeJounte out there together? Where have they kind of improved, and where do you want to see them improve more?
I think we're playing much faster. We're getting the ball across half court. Some positives there. We're getting into our actions pretty quickly. So seeing those guys do that, that's a huge improvement for us. We got to get off the ball a little bit more. Just in general as a team, offensively, it's got to be 0.5. We got to share it. That's an area that'll come. Guys are trying to find their rhythm together. But I like what I'm seeing so far defensively, sustaining our defense for 4 quarters. So we're doing it right now, 2 quarters, 2.5. We got to get to 4 quarters. So again, those guys they're going to find their rhythm, just collectively getting accustomed to playing off each other.
How are you feeling about B.I. and Herb's chances of playing tomorrow?
I'm hopeful. They had a good practice today, went through full practice, full contact, so we're hopeful. We'll see.
And both of them went through full practice?
Yeah, they did.
If you do get Herb back, how much does that help this team?
It's huge for our team. Herb he's one of our leaders. His ability to get on the floor defensively, put out fires, guard different lineups and matchups. Offensively, his ability to be able to attack the basket. He's accustomed to playing our style, so having more of a veteran presence on the floor will be helpful for us.
With the schedule that you guys have had, getting these 2 days off between games, how much does that benefit you in terms of getting out here and teaching them some things that they need to focus in on?
It was really good. We had a really good film session, detailed, right to the point, still encouraging them. They're seeing positives in what we're doing. They're seeing areas that we've gotten better. And there's some improvement areas. There's some areas that late game situations, defensively, we got to be better with our switches. We got to be better protecting the paint. I said it earlier, but offensively, just finding quality shots for each other and being able to take those shots with confidence.
And what does it say about this team that Herb gets his jersey retired and everybody shows up? And what does it say about him and the team, I guess?
It goes to their brotherhood and connectivity on and off the floor. It's something that we've been working on, instilling in this group and in this program, and I think that's big time. It shows who Herb is, how they feel about him, his character, and it shows the character in our locker room with the rest of our guys.
And Willie, you talked about the other day that this team just needs to find its confidence, right? And it shows up a lot in the shooting. What can you do to get like the guys? I know you talked about they need to get in rhythm like Trey, DeJounte, but what can you do to help them get that, find that basically that confidence? Exactly.
Being detailed in our film work, being detailed on the floor, helping them understand that their intentions are right. We're going out, we're trying to gain our confidence by being aggressive, but it's really our ability to share the ball. When we share the ball, we'll get open looks for each other. When we're cutting, we get up the floor faster. We're driving the ball, kicking it out. Now there's more energy. Those shots will be a little easier to make.
And we saw Zion doing a little jump roping over there. How's he looking in his progress in his return?
Getting better and better. He's progressing.
And I know you guys were really looking forward to the idea of playing small ball coming into the season. With Herb and B.I. coming back, is that something you guys might try to revisit, the thought of having all those guys out there together?
Yeah, all cards on the deck. So it's a possibility that we can go small, depending on matchups, depending on teams that we play. At the end of games, it's definitely a possibility that we can get to some of those groups and try to take advantage of our ability to score, get stops, guard multiple matchups.
Do you think with the emergence of Eve, you think in a perfect world you would prefer just having that shot blocker, big man presence out there, or is it not really a preference for you?
With where our team is right now, we haven't had the luxury of thinking about what our team looks like, without Eves on the floor, because we haven't had the guys to be able to put on the floor. We started training camp one way, but with all of the injuries, it's been really just focusing on trying to take a game at a time, looking at what groups we can put on the floor and try to attack each and every game. So eventually we may get to that point, but right now, not at the top of mind.
Willie, outside of that first game, was last game against the Hawks more of what we should basically expect from this team, right? You had 26 fast break points, got up, I think 42 threes. That's the style you want to play.
That's the style we want to play. That was huge carryover. And it doesn't feel like it, doesn't look like it, but it started in New York. Like in New York, we played faster, couldn't buy a shot, couldn't buy a bucket. First quarter, second quarter gets better, third quarter gets better, fourth quarter, carryover going into Atlanta, 42 threes, 26 fast break points, 27 second chance points. Now it's sustaining all of that over 4 quarters and putting a full game together.
The next game is the Suns coming in here without Kevin Durant. How does he change what you prepare for with the Suns?
They're still a good team. So our mindset is trying to take some of their easy baskets away. We know Devin Booker historically has come in this building and played well, so we got to be aggressive with him. And then just playing to our identity.
When it's a game like New York when you don't really play well and there's a quick turnaround, do you allow yourself in a moment like this to revisit a game like that and say like, hey, here's what kind of went wrong in this game, or do you feel the need to address the game like that, or is it, just kind of behind you at this point?
When we were in New York?
Yeah, just kind of saying like, after you play a game like that and then you quickly turn around and play in Atlanta, do you go back to that New York game once you have a little time?
Yeah, for sure. I just don't think that we're in a position as a team. We've won enough as a team that we could just flush games. We got to look at each and every game and address it. This is what we did, try to find some good in it and address our improvements and then move forward to the next game.
It seemed like the way that people described Eve, like before the draft, before obviously you guys drafted him as a guy that was going to take some time offensively, but I mean, for him to even have like double-digit scoring games, I think people opened a lot of people's eyes. But now he had like 20-point games and stuff like that. What do you attribute that to? Is it just like the experience that he's getting on the court, or guys knowing where he's going to be, like what spots to be in, stuff like that?
He's a sponge. He's been a sponge since he's gotten here. He's soaking it all up. He's a quick learner, and he competes. I told him that today. I said the one thing he's doing, no matter what time score situation is, he's stepping on the floor. He's competing at a high level. He's out-working, out-competing. And when you play with that type of energy, good things happen for you on the floor. So super proud of what Eves is doing. Huge bright spot for us. And we look forward to him continuing along those lines.
Has his growth been even more quick than you thought it would be?
Yeah, it is. To be honest, he's grown faster than I thought he would. But it just goes to show you that these young guys are capable, man. They're extremely talented. He's high IQ, intelligent young man. He comes in every day and he's about his business. And it's really good to see him get on the floor and take advantage of this opportunity.
How much are you looking forward to Herb and Eve out there together and the impact they can have defensively?
I'm looking forward to it. Herb, Eve, DeJounte, getting that group on the floor, getting those guys, mixing it up defensively, seeing some things that we can do. I'm excited about it.
Just how you feeling right now?
I feel good. Had a good practice today. Went through a full practice. My legs feel good. And I'm going to see how I feel tomorrow and see if I can give it a go.
With this particular injury, what was it like just trying to get back to feeling like you're healthy enough to play? Was it trickier than expected?
No, I was just rest until I feel better, I thought I had a calf strain. So I wanted to, be cautious before I got back on the floor so I can stay on the floor when I get back and be effective for my teammates.
Yeah, do you remember how you initially hurt the leg?
In the Warriors game, it just got a little tight on me at the end of the game. Well, in the third quarter of the game. And, I felt it then. After the game, we did a little treatment. I didn't feel it anymore. Then getting off the bus in Indiana, going to practice. I went through full practice, and at the end, I started feeling it. And did some more things to try to see if it'll go away, and it just stood there. So, I guess just usage.
Hey, Ben, it looks like y'all might get Herb back. What is that going to mean for this team?
Well, he's another defender and another IQ on the basketball floor, so it's going to be good. He's one of our leaders. He talks on the floor. He's going to bring some communication for the guys, and he's going to make them feel comfortable on the defensive end.
And how do you feel about playing with DeJounte again? You haven't played next to him since the opening game of the season.
Well, we had a good practice today, so, hopefully it translates over. We had a good first game, good outing. And he's another talented player, so, with me on the floor, us playing the right way, facilitating to try to score the basketball, I think it would be fun.
What's it kind of like just getting some of these pieces, finally getting them back together?
It's going to be fun, just because we only got to play with each other in training camp and, well, not even trade, but, some of the guys we got to play with in training camp and the first game of the season. So it's going to be fun to get out there and, see how we mesh together.
What's kind of the mindset? Because y'all are in such a big hole now with 4 and 18. What's the mindset of this team?
To just be present each day, bring the fight, communicate, play for each other, and try to stay in the moment and get some wins, rack some wins up, so we can have a chance when it comes time.
Why was it important for y'all to go to Herb's event last night?
I don't know for everybody, but for me, he's been vital in my life since I got here with his work ethic. He's an inspiration for me. His work ethic and how he treats people. I mean, he's the type of guy that you want to be around. He's really, really humble. He tells you not only what you want to hear, but what you need to hear on and off the basketball floor. And the way he carries himself, he always showed love to me. So, that's the type of people I want to be around.
What's your focus on the overall attitude of the team as far as getting back in the race? Do you feel like there's that belief that within you guys, like, we still got what it takes to get back into it?
Well, I think so. The type of practice we had today, it was a good practice, and everybody seemed like they cared. Everybody had an urgency today, so hopefully we bring it tomorrow. We'll continue to see it on the floor. You will see it on the floor, and our execution and the way that we rebound and the way that we compete, it'll show.
How you feeling, man, getting back out there at practice?
I feel good. Feel good today. Get back out on the floor with the guys, get some bump in.
And just, from what you've seen, what's kind of the belief within the locker room as far as getting back in this race now that y'all are closer to getting fully healthy?
Say it again?
What's the belief like in the locker room with you guys getting fully healthy, not fully healthy, but close to it, and getting back into the playoff race?
Man, we all, every day is a new day. We all show up with the same approach to get better and win today. I think everybody's staying competitive. I think we'll be fine.
Herb, how tough has it been not being able to, just sitting there and watching every game?
It's been tough. This is probably the longest I've had to sit out in my life. So I think after the first 2 weeks, it started to weigh on me a little bit. But I just tried to find joy in trying to help my teammates in any ways that they needed me to help them in.
Herb, when you initially got hurt, when I forget who fell on you in that Golden State Warrior game, but did you know instantly that was kind of a bad injury?
Not when I fell. Not initially. I had to get up and try to move my arm. When I got up and tried to move my arm, I knew it was probably something serious.
And has the pain just recently gone away, or has it gone away a while ago, but now you've been building yourself back up through rehab?
It recently got better.
You've got full range of motion and everything?
Yep.
What was it like having so many of your teammates at your jersey retirement yesterday?
It was amazing. When they sent the text out, I think the whole team liked the message and said they were coming. And I think it was kind of some last-minute stuff that didn't allow some of the guys to come to the ceremony. But I was happy to see almost the whole team come down, especially after the road trip that we had.
What does it mean to you just to have your jersey retired? I don't know how many guys have had that honor, but what does that mean to you?
It means a lot. And I was telling a lot of the kids yesterday after the ceremony was over that you don't have to score the most points or be the high. I know a lot of people say you don't have to be the highest ranked guy, but coming from an area that don't have professional teams, you can still make a living with that. Whatever sport you choose to play. If you work hard, treat people right, kind of live with whatever comes with that.
Are you the first one to have a jersey retired for school?
Yeah, I'm the first one.
In the sport?
Yeah, I think so.
And Herb, if you're able to go, if you're able to go tomorrow, have you already thought about your potential matchup where you might go up against Devin Booker, who's always lit up the SKC? It seems like every time he comes here.
Yeah, whoever they need me to guard, if I get up tomorrow and I'm feeling great, whoever they tell me to guard, I'll guard.
You haven't been able to be on the court a lot with DeJounte Murray, but how has he helped you in your guys' relationship grown since he's been here?
DeJounte he's a team first guy. In all aspects, he's always looking out for other people, and I think that helps people look out for him as well. But he's been great. He feeds the team confidence. Regardless of how good they're playing, he's talking them up. Even if we're playing bad, he's still, preaching positivity. So I feel like he's been great. I can't wait to get back out and be on the court with him.
And when you see the team struggling like it is, do you feel like, are you sitting there like thinking like what you can do what you can bring to the table to help get out of this slide?
you repeat that question?
I'm saying when you're watching the team struggling like they are, do you kind of look at what you can do and think about like what you can bring to the table? once you return?
Yeah. I mean, I think the biggest thing for us is energy. And just competing. And I'm gonna try my best to hold people accountable. It's kind of tough to do it, when you're not playing. And so I just try my best. Whenever I get back out there to just make sure the energy is high, regardless of the score.
And while you've been up, it seems like you're talking to Eve a lot during games, grabbing them on the side.
I talk to everybody.
You talk to everybody, but you're making sure you get with the rookie. What's kind of the message you send to him a lot of times when you're talking to him during games?
Just to play hard and not really care about mistakes. As long as they're aggressive mistakes, we can fix any aggressive mistakes. But if you're not playing hard and we're having to coach effort, it'll probably be tough to grow. Because you kind of repeating the same stuff.
And where have you kind of seen him improve, over the course of the season?
I mean, he's pretty much played hard, every second he's been out there. And I think he's getting more comfortable with the style of play, in the NBA and the physicality.
And Herb, what's it going to take for this team to get back to being like a top 6 defensive team? Because it really hasn't shown up yet this year.
Competing. I mean, I think it's just simple to play. We just got to compete.
How impressed have you been with Eve in terms of his offensive development? He's having like 20-point games now.
Yeah, I think he's just getting more comfortable with the flow of the game. Starting out, I didn't expect him to grasp the speed and physicality of the game. But I think he's adjusting and growing at a super fast rate.